Welcome back to Living the Tao.
Hi, I'm Master Mikel Steenrod.
And I'm Morgan. Thank you for joining us on this walk. Today we're going to be discussing what is known in Buddhist terms as Dharma. Is there a Taoist version of your life's purpose?
Well, I mean, even in the use of the word Dharma, it has different implications.
Okay.
As you go through. But if we were to look at doctrine, which would be another way of looking at Dharma, we can say that there are doctrinal components, meaning that there's things that an individual should know how to do. With most of that, for an average person, would boil into the arts of living, which is how do I find purpose for my life or my existence. And I don't want to delve too much in Buddhism because I'm not a Buddhist scholar.
Yeah.
But for Buddhism, this boils down into precepts. For some branches of Taoism, the ones that are heavily Buddhist, it's the same set of precepts.
Oh.
So you would just do Buddhist things.
Yeah.
So with Taoism, we can sit back and go, well, what then is the purpose of human life, or what is the purpose of life in general?
Yeah.
The answer to that is that you are here to be either happy and enjoy your life, or you are here to explore your existence, and that's it.
Oh.
So if you explore your existence, then you're exploring this question. If you're not exploring your existence, which is perfectly fine, then you should really be sitting out and going, well, what makes me happy and how can I make this durable? So how can I live a reasonably happy life? Not an ecstatically happy life,
Right.
but a life that provides you with a measure of reasonable happiness.
Okay.
And that involves a certain amount of practice and introspection. So it's not a hardened method for getting there, although it does break down into the four managements.
Yeah, the steps.
So, yeah, and those are well documented on the Taoism website, so we won't cover them here at any depth. But
Can you be a little bit of both? Can you explore your existence and be happy?
well, if it gives you happiness to explore your existence,
Oh.
then certainly you can do that as a combination. If you're sometimes when people ask that question, so here's the key in real life. If somebody is if I'm chatting with somebody that's on that particular quest for themselves, usually what we try to do is to first establish the context of their question. So what are they really actually asking? And that varies from person to person, but essentially it comes out of a sense that they feel they lack something, or they feel like they should feel like they lack something.
They feel like they should feel like they lack something.
Meaning they're really actually okay with their life, but they feel like they shouldn't be okay with their life. So
That they should do something more.
they should do something more. Perhaps they should have more power within the world. Perhaps their life should have more significance. Perhaps it should be this or it should be that.
Yeah.
But
Achieve more, or even help people more, or something like that. Yeah.
Right. And one of the things that, if a person is, let's say, on the exploration side, they're more likely to be concerned with that type of a question, because they're sitting back going, well, you know, I'm compelled by a desire to explore this and this.
Yeah.
Well, the meaning is actually in the exploration.
The meaning is in the exploration.
Right. And so it's the fact that you're engaging with that. Now, if a person sits back and goes, well, am I not doing just the same thing that somebody else did? You're kind of putting a hard standard on yourself.
You mean not being unique?
Yeah, about trying to be unique in your quest through the world. And that may sound like an odd statement, but it's actually kind of common, I found, in working with people.
Okay.
They feel that somehow they only have value with uniqueness.
By being special.
Well, and keep in mind, since we're all the Tao, we are all equally special and not special.
And not special.
At the same time. So let's say you and I are clones, and we're walking along. Are we special or are we not special by this standard?
Well, we're not looking at the same place. We're not thinking that, well,
Right.
yes.
And so if we're all the Tao, we're all the same thing.
We're all clones.
We're all clones.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah. So are you special? Are you not special? And this is something the individual has to work out for themselves.
Right.
Usually it's a craving for value. And I don't mean that in a bad sense. I mean that in a very physical sense. The individual is craving additional value, where they sit back and go, oh, I really want, or I really need this or that.
Well, that's when you get down to the quote-unquote meaning of life.
Well,
because you feel like something should have you should be able to quantify. I guess it's a sort of a quantification of your life, which is kind of a trap, isn't it?
it is. The question is a trap. The way that the question is asked is a trap. But if we really want to look at, if a person wants to sit back and go, well, have I been of value to X? And that X could be anything. It could be to society, to my family, to myself, to my fish.
Yeah, no, really.
To my chair.
Pets, to your children, to
Reddit, you know. Because if you look at half the posts there, they're all about, am I of value here? And people either go, no, you're not.
Oh.
Or you are tremendously of value.
Oh,
and, but
thumbs
it's
up,
all,
thumbs down. Oh my God, the whole system is
yeah, it's all designed to
quantitative.
provide that type of response.
good.
So, but when a person is gauged in, let's say, the exploration of the universe, the truth is that all of humanity is raised by their actions, just a little bit. Just as if somebody sets out to break down humanity or provide a constant negative pressure on it, all of humanity is lowered just a little bit. So we are affected. Each individual affects the whole mass. Does it?
And
does a
maybe
single?
it's not even humanity. Maybe it's everything.
It could be, but I don't have the experience of everything.
Yeah.
So, but it could well be that, something to explore, in thought at least.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a raising up and there's a lowering down. Nobody is so important that, I mean, think about it. How many humans do we know at more than a name level after 100 or 200 years?
Oh.
And we may know their name. If they were super important, we know a few of the words that they spoke, or perhaps one or two of the things that they did.
Some little weird thing.
But is that the totality of that human?
Not by a long shot.
Right. It doesn't capture any of their experience. It doesn't capture any of their struggle. And so the fact is that that person, let's say, even if they are a great person, and I'm putting little quotes in the air with great, even if they're a great person, they moved humanity up a little bit, or they moved humanity down a little bit, as we all do. And if you are in the path of exploration, humanity is raised by that. If you are setting out to live a modestly happy life, perhaps humanity is raised a smidge by that, but at the very least, it's kept where it is. That's not a bad thing at all. So, if a person is looking for great significance, and they have the desire to do so, they can spend some time in exploration. So for example, no matter what I do, no matter the explorations I've gone on or done or been, or the things that I've done, who's going to know about it 100 years from now? And what importance will it hold? And this is actually a question posed by the immortals, if you accept the legends. So even after centuries, it's a matter of like, well, you know, a few people know my name, but Do I have any importance other than that?
Oh, man.
And the answer is no, they don't. They have a bit of influence. They altered a few things here and there, and that's it. So if you're looking for meaning based on impact,
Yeah.
everybody has some impact on the total mass.
Yeah.
But is the course of humanity going to be adjusted or altered by whatever? No. I mean, it's raised up or it's raised down. You have a few individuals whose names have lasted a bit longer, whose acts have held a bit more prominence. But here's the thing, how many of those will last another 1,000 years? Almost none of them. And what does that mean for the great impact of all individuals afterwards? So,
Okay. This is getting a little bit long, but I don't want to end there. But I have another question that might be just as frustrating. I think at least the pop definition of Dharma is that the universe has a plan, and you are a piece of the puzzle that is important, and it's up to you to find that position and achieve or realize that piece of the puzzle. And I see how what you're saying relates to that.
well, I mean, what I'm saying is essentially no, that's not the case. So,
Yes, but you're also saying that we are a piece of the puzzle and that we are significant, but it's not the Tao telling us what to do. It's up to us to find our own significance in
Yeah.
our own existence.
well, otherwise, choice is irrelevant and equal action is irrelevant. So,
Which are principles that,
yeah, which are core principles of Taoism. So, the fact is that if everything is equal, if you look at your conception as you've expressed it of Dharma, which I can tell you straight out is a substantial variation from what any Buddhist scholar would say.
that's all I know.
But let's say that that's the way it's commonly understood. In that situation, you have an obvious superior with an obvious inferior, and then it is your inferior job to go fulfill this particular portion of a quest that you don't really understand.
That's inherent in a hierarchy or a hierarchical system. Yes, I see that.
Yeah, which is not at all the nature or way that Taoism works.
Right.
It's one of the curses of equality, as we might say it. So everybody likes the word equal in this modern age on a piece of paper, but then you start looking at it and going, oh, that means that. And it's like, yes, that actually means all of that. So,
I'm equal to that tree.
yes. Rather than superiority, rather than having a place in something else's plan,
Yes,
you have your own. And that's what's been given to you.
that's where we are.
And so you are here to carve your own direction. There are certain directions that humans find more rewarding than other directions, but you're here to carve your own direction.
Yeah.
And for good or for bad, you end up where you carve.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. Okay. Okay, that landed in a nice place. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, the curse of things being equal.
Ah.